Just your daily reminder that subscribing to me does not hurt you, it does not cost you anything, the earth still revolves around the sun, and if you think that you're the only guy she's talking to, then I'm black. My therapeutic replacement dose of caffeine from a scoop of peach cobbler G Fuel to start off my day. Code BENDUNN for 10% off. I'm gonna mix that. Pop a pill. And crush it. Oh, that did not go down my stomach right. Fuck, I'm getting stomach pains from that. Shh. Oh, I think it's still from the hot sauce yesterday. Jesus Christ. Dude, I was crapping my brains out after that video. That's why I was slow to respond to comments. Jesus. Like, I was on the toilet, like, I was hyping myself up for every poop. Like, I was, like, sniffing salts, like, slapping myself on the back, and, You're just like, you know, like, when it really stings, it was that kind. Felt like there were, like, bumblebees up my butthole. While I'm waiting for that to kick in, I'll talk about the title of this video. Will I ever hop on that vitamin S? So, I just kind of wanted to talk about, like, my philosophy about it, and kind of like how I think that the general perception of steroids is very misconstrued in the fitness community, especially from the younger kids who are very uneducated about it. TikTok especially. Like, everyone seems to demonize it, and they don't really know why they're demonizing it. A lot of people see it as cheating, and I think, yeah, that's far from the truth. The only time that you're cheating by taking steroids is if you're entering a drug-tested competition. So my philosophy about steroids and just drugs in general kind of relates to my philosophy about life, which is that a full life isn't necessarily a long life. Now, I'm not saying that steroids will or won't shorten your lifespan, but I'm saying that I'm not afraid to try stuff, and if there's something that is intriguing for me to try, I'd be likely to try it. If I took testosterone, that wouldn't be the most harmful thing I put in my body, I think. Another reason why I would take it sometime in the future is because last summer I did a 6-week cycle of Ostarine, which is the weakest SARM, and the reason why I did that was because I lost 10 pounds from, before I did that, I was training for about 2 years, like senior year of high school to freshman year of college, and then COVID happened, and I went from 180 to 170, and I gained body fat, so it was the opposite. It was a reverse recomposition, a decomposition per se. And I was getting popular on TikTok, and I was making fitness content, and I was getting called small all the time, so I just wanted to motivate people and get back to where I was. So I did that just to, like, put on muscle faster, get back to my baseline quicker, and I stopped when I felt like I was back at my baseline. I didn't lose any muscle from it because I didn't take anything that strong. But here's the thing. All the comments after that, and all the gains I was making, and these were like this is 2 months after I did my last, like, oral shot. 2 months after that, people were saying, "Oh, you're only doing this because you only benched 265 because you're on juice. You only deadlifted 515 because you're not natural." But, like, they expect, and yeah, that progress, that current level of progress was being made naturally. I've been making gains naturally since September. They don't see a difference between Ostarine, the weakest anabolic, like pretty much the weakest unnatural substance there is, versus being on 500 milligrams of test, 300 milligrams of tren, just like a gram and a half of gear in general, they don't see the difference between that. They just see natural versus unnatural. And the people who claim natural kind of see it as like they like stroke themselves for being natural. And that's just like, I don't understand. They stroke themselves for being natural and demonize others for being unnatural. Everyone has the right to take whatever the fuck they want. And I don't think that anyone should demonize that. I do so much. I feel like I know more about steroids than half the people who take steroids just because of all the research I do, all the videos I watch. I've watched every comprehensive analysis of every steroid done by Derek from More Plates, More Dates multiple times. I understand the mechanisms by which everything works. Will I take it and when would I take it? I can probably guarantee you that I'll be on at least TRT by the time that I'm 30. I just need to, when the time is right, I will. And right now the time isn't right for me. That pretty much answers that question. As far as like other people who are on gear, you shouldn't see them as like less motivational, or like you shouldn't say like, oh, this person's on steroids, I lost my respect for them. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. I lost my respect for someone because they're on steroids. It doesn't make you lift the weights. It doesn't make you put the fork down. It doesn't make you go to sleep 8 hours a night. Actually, it probably makes it harder depending on what you're on. They can do whatever the fuck they want. And all we're trying to do is motivate people. That's the end goal. We're trying to motivate people. We're trying to motivate the next generation. We're not asking you guys to copy our actions. We're not necessarily trying to be role models. I have a TikTok that I made a while back about my theory about death, and I feel like I should share that here. Life and death are the greatest synergy in nature because you can't die if you never lived, and life is meaningless without death. You should be motivated by death to accomplish everything that you can in your life so that on your deathbed, you're not sitting and thinking about everything that you could have done in life. I don't want to be on my deathbed thinking about what I would have looked like if I blasted testosterone in my 20s and like that. I mean, it's like, it's kind of stupid, but that's like my philosophy on life. So if I took a vitamin S, the only one I could see myself taking is the bioidentical hormone testosterone. As far as the research that I've done so far, testosterone is the only one that I would ever take. I think that the safest one is testosterone because I am not the most stable mentally, so the DHT derivatives, I don't want to lose my hair, and the 19-Nors kind of mess with your E2 levels, and especially tren is the most neurotoxic chemical in the world, so I wouldn't want to mess with my mental state even more than it is now. So yeah, that's my opinion on steroids in general. If you're thinking about taking them, I'd suggest doing what I say. You should know more about steroids than half the people who take steroids before you even take one. Not before you even think about taking one. Watch every video that Greg Doucette or More Plates, More Dates have done about steroids. Read the research articles. Delve into the literature. And know how every steroid interacts with every satellite receptor in your body. Know the mechanism of action of each steroid before you take it. You shouldn't just go into anything blind. So, take from that what you will. Let's get on with our day. Alright, for breakfast we got rice puffs with 2 scoops of Fruity Pebbles protein powder, some sugar-free syrup, and some unsweetened cashew milk. I would normally have a kiwi with this, but I ran out. Kiwis are the most micronutrient dense fruit, if you didn't already know. Gonna kill this, finish this gallon of water. Then in an hour we're gonna hit legs. Trying to hit 335 triple on squat, PR. If I hit that squat PR, then I'm 100% gonna get an A on my final today. Since this video is about steroids, I'm excited to see that David Lade is back on cycle. If you didn't know. I mean, obviously he hasn't admitted it, but anyone with a brain would know that he just switched from either HRT or being completely off to being on something. He had some injuries and then for a couple years, he got kind of small, like barely trained. I mean, he didn't get small, but like, he wasn't like as juicy as he used to look. And now, dude, his shoulders just look like, he just looks like he's holding like so much more nitrogen retention. It's crazy. His lifts are, I saw him on his Instagram story do a 315 bench single like it was nothing, and he hasn't benched in like a year. He's getting back into squats and deadlifts. He posted his old, he reposted his old deadlift transformation on his Instagram story yesterday, saying like he has to rebuild it. I'm calling it in January, so like a month from now he's gonna start hitting PRs again. And here's the thing, David Lade inspired me to be every bit of who I am today, and I knew the whole time that he wasn't natural. Well, maybe not the whole time. When I first watched his transformation video, I thought it was natural, but I probably didn't even know what natural meant then. Alright boys, mixing my pre, got black cherry sparkling ice and a scoop of Nova Pump stim free. When you mix your pre with the carbonated beverage, you have to be really careful, because if you shake it really hard, it's gonna fucking explode. Cheers. 335 for 3 squat. Let's get it.
This is the start. Hide and seek, reason and rhyme, grand and glorious. Living the dream, yours and mine. Euphoria. Hide and seek, reason and rhyme, grand and glorious. Living the dream, yours and mine. Euphoria.
31 seconds. Auto sequence start.
Alright, just got back from the gym. I wanted to hit 335 for 3. I hit it for 2. And I rewatched the footage and I felt like a pussy because I feel like after that second rep I probably could have gotten the third, but it felt a lot heavier than it was. And at the time of me squatting, I felt like there was no chance I was getting the third. I almost even didn't go for the second, so really makes me like reconsider how hard I'm training. So in that set of 295, I was like, fuck it, I'm going like balls to the walls on this set. And yeah, 295 for 8 is a 2 rep PR. My previous PR was 6 reps, so squats going up, that's good. But I need to eat a ton of food right now because I just took some appetite suppressants to help me with my final later in the day. And I have to edit this video and drive back to Penn State to get all my shit and bring it back here. So yeah, I have a very busy day ahead of me. And based on what I took, I won't be eating. So absolutely blow this final out of the water, drive to Penn State, come back, and bring back all my youngLA shit that I left there. Because I've been wearing like the same shit all day. I mean, every day. If you took anything from this video, it shouldn't be that you should do performance enhancing drugs. It should be that you should make your own decisions and not let other people dictate what you do, because it's your body, and ultimately you do the research, you decide, you weigh the pros and the cons, you have to decide for yourself if it's worth the risk. So take from that what you will. Have a good day, y'all. Peace.